But what makes it interesting is like there's this part of the Kurt mythos that he hates Paul McCartney, and the that song "I Love You" is a Beatles song that Paul McCartney wrote. So to hear him sing it and like in a more toned down, like he doesn't sing it in the poppy like Beatles, like "and I love her," la la la.
Yeah.
He's all like "and I love her," and it's all like slow and acoustic and shit. And it was awesome. And it's kind of like, wow, he really doesn't hate Paul McCartney, or he wouldn't be covering this song.
Yeah, either that or, it could be like, he hated how Paul McCartney had the song, but he's like, you know what, if we made some changes, this could be really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, whether it's like hatred for, I don't think it's hatred for Paul McCartney, though.
Yeah, I don't think he ever really did actually hate Paul.
Yeah. Besides,
well, he did really hate Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And he actually made some pretty funny joke in one of the scenes with him and Courtney, where I don't know, they're talking about something, and she's like, how did you do that? And he's like, I was using my illusion. Like, oh, you jackass.
I'll never forget the story. I think it was it 92 or 93? They're backstage at the MTV Video Music Awards or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, it was Axl came out of fucking nowhere, and or was it? No, Courtney was shouting at Axl, like, would you be the godfather of our daughter? Just being the fucking typical pain in the ass that she is.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Axl looks over at Kurt and he goes, tell your bitch to shut her fucking mouth. And the story goes, Kurt just looks over at Courtney and goes, shut up, bitch. And Axl just, like, fucking storms away and whatnot, all fucking pissed off like a child.
Yeah. What's interesting to me too is that like in the movie, it almost becomes very clear that Kurt and Courtney like really were in love. Like you hear in the Tom Grant side of things about how like Kurt was wanted to get a divorce and everything, but like when you watch Montage of Heck, it's almost like it wouldn't make sense. Like maybe he threatened it, maybe they talked about it, but if anything, it almost seems like maybe he wasn't serious, because looking at that footage, they were awfully close together. Like they were like the perfect like rock couple. And what's weird is, I don't know where I was going with that. Fuck. But like you hear these stories about like he was going to get a divorce, yet all throughout Montage of Heck they talk about like how easily he's humiliated. And in fact, that's kind of the reason that they allude to being that he killed himself, is because like he was humiliated by all the bad press that they were getting about Francis and the fact that Courtney took drugs while she was pregnant and shit, and he just like had enough basically. And if that's the case, if that's what you're purporting, that he's that sensitive enough to take his life over something like that, or like Courtney thinking that she was going to cheat on Kurt or whatever, then why would you think that he's going to get a divorce? Because that's what like really tore him and his family, like his mom and his father, like their relationships all got torn apart because of the divorce between his mom and dad. Yeah. So it almost doesn't make sense.
This is one thing I got to go watch though.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting.
Like
but it just kind of ends like with his death. It's just sort of like, and then he died.
Well, I mean, that I kind of get, because it's like, okay, why show everything after he died? Like we're focusing on his life. He dies. When you die, that's it.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, a lot of biographies, especially for people who have passed away, will at least cover like legacy footage. Like, for example, they got inducted into the Hall of Fame. You couldn't just quickly put a little postscript like in 2014 Nirvana was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Maybe show a clip from like a speech or something. I mean, not that it has to end on a happy note. That's not necessarily the message I'm trying to purport. I'm just saying that's the traditional way of not that you need to do it the traditional way, but
yeah,
I don't know. It just seemed a little awkward to be like, and then he died. The end.
Yeah, but I mean, if they went with the traditional route, I think like what they wanted to do was kind of like stick with that traditional Nirvana mentality of, hey, let's go against the grain and just do this.
Yeah, maybe.
So you know what, man, I kind of get that.
Hey, if Frances put the sex tape in there, then I guess she can do whatever she wants with the ending.
Exactly.
You know, this movie needs more tits from Courtney Love.
Absolutely. No, like we've reached our quota. We have no more tits to put in there. Oh, really? Because I got more footage. God damn it,
Francis! No.
Like, who has this much video of their mom naked? Like, this should be a crime in a sense.
Probably is.
It probably is. Yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, overall not bad. I'd give it like, I don't know, 3 out of 5 stars.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll have to wait for it to come out on DVD because I don't get fucking HBO anymore.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, there. You were talking about new music that it kind of came out from Kurt, covering the Beatles and whatnot. Steven Tyler actually came out with a new single. He was going down the country road, so to speak. And if you haven't heard it, it's called "Love Is Your Name." And he said he's going to go back and finish up the solo album when Aerosmith is done touring this summer. So, excuse me.
So he's got the single done. He's just going to finish the rest of the album once the tour is over?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
So there's no real release date yet because it's not even finished.
Not as of yet, yeah.
Right on.
I'm sure they'll be like, oh, well, let's try and aim for it for like Christmas or something like that, but or like early 2016, something like that. But as of right now, there's no release date for the album. But yeah, you heard the new single, man. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it definitely has the Steven Tyler / Aerosmith flair to it. The one thing I will say is that, I mean, this is kind of a statement that I feel is true about country in general today, is that it doesn't really feel like country. Like, it's almost like rock with twang.
Yeah, that's... You know I mean, if you look at the country scene, I mean, that's kind of what it is nowadays. It's like a little bit of rock with pop with a little southern twang to it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, I don't know. I don't really view that as like real country in my opinion. So I mean, it's cool. It's a great song, but I would call it like folk or something. I don't know. It's just interesting to hear a different side of him, but it's not really all that different.
Yeah, and I don't know. When I heard it, I was like, all right, yeah, this is okay, I guess. And then I keep going back and listening to it because I mean, just when it comes to that chorus, I mean, it really just kind of hooks me in with that. So I'm like, this is pretty fucking good, man.
Mm-hmm.
But
it'll be interesting to hear the other tracks that come out of it.
It would be, but guess what, man? You're probably never gonna hear them on fucking radio.
Probably not.
I can almost
maybe country radio.
Maybe country radio, maybe like once or twice, but that's it. But I guarantee you'll probably never hear it again.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because like a lot of radio stations nowadays, they all have this like corporate mindset of like, well, we got to play the old stuff. We got to play the old stuff. If we add any new stuff, like that's gonna upset people. And believe me, it does piss people off when you play new shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when Aerosmith's latest album, Music from Another Dimension, came out, or not even when the album came out, but like when they released their first single for it, Legendary Child. I remember, we got the single and we played it like once an hour, every hour for the entire day, which, yeah, granted is probably a bit overkill, but, we would play it and, there would be like one or two calls that would be like, oh man, this is pretty cool. I like it. They're kind of keeping like, the get a grip type of feel with a little bit of new flair to it. Like, this is kind of cool. And then there would be like 9 other people that are like, yeah, this song sucks. Stop playing it. It's like
people just oppose anything new. It's kind of weird.
They really do, and it's like they want you to play fucking Sweet Emotion for the 5 billionth fucking time, and it's like, come on, guys, how about something a little fucking different? Like, these songs were new at the time. I'm sure, when fucking Sweet Emotion came out, you were just like, this song is bullshit. Go back to playing Dream On or Mamakin. Right. This song's not gonna last.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
I mean, I have to admit, I was guilty of that myself. Like, when Rush's Snakes and Arrows came out, which was back in, like, 2008,
yeah,
I was kind of like, fuck it. Not like I just wasn't interested in it for whatever reason. I was like, well, Vapor Trails was cool. That was their last album. That was kind of cool, but it's a very different Rush, and I don't really know if I'm into the Snakes and Arrows thing. I don't know if I'll check it out. And I really fucking regret that, because now it turns out that that's like one of my favorite Rush albums, because like I finally got around to listening to it, and I was like, holy fuck, why didn't I listen to this? Yeah. Like, aversion to new shit is just stupid.
Yeah, and it is fucking ridiculous, man. It's I don't know, like whenever like new shit comes out, man, I'm always like on board to like, all right, let me at least check it out.
Yeah.
If I don't like it, like, let's say like the new Aerosmith album comes out, and like when Legendary Child came out, I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. And then like I was talking to Carter Allen, who is good friends with Steven Tyler. He's like, yeah, like I went backstage, last night. It was when they played Boston for like 2 straight nights. He's like, yeah, I was backstage last night. He's like, I heard, a good chunk of the album. He's like, it's like 30 seconds of each song. He's like, this is gonna be a fucking great album. And I'm like, well, this guy's not wrong, I guess. So the album comes out, and I was like, shit, man, this is really good. Like, I got into like all the hard rock songs. I got into the power ballads and whatnot.
Now, see, I wasn't a big fan of music from another dimension.
There was like 1 or 2 songs I was like, yeah, all right, this is okay, I guess. But for the most part, I fucking dug it.
I thought it was okay. It kind of sounded like what it was, which is kind of like a collection of B-sides that they revamped.
Yeah, kind of. Like, Legendary Child was actually a leftover song from the Get a Grip album.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It kind of seemed like they also got fucked with the like with the song being in a movie. Like, it was supposed to be in a G.I. Joe movie that was going to be out that summer or like that spring or something like that, and the movie had to get pushed back, and that that kind of hurt them a bit.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ.
What movie was this supposed to... Oh, you said G.I. Joe?
Yeah, G.I. Joe 2, yeah.
I don't think that would have helped much.
You know what, man, the first one made a lot of money, second one ended up making a lot of money, so...
Really?
Yeah, I mean, people fucking just... I don't know what the fuck it is, man, but people just dig shit.
Apparently.
They dig cinematic shit. I mean, case in point, the latest Ninja Turtles movie, that is considered a hit movie because fucking it made a shit ton of money.
Did you hear that you probably don't give a shit, but did you hear that they're remaking The Craft?
Yeah, I heard about that, and I was just like, I never really cared for the first one, so it doesn't really bother me, so...
I just hate that they keep remaking things. Like, just stop remaking things. Make a new movie. Like, just stop. Like, I don't have any particular, like, predilection for The Craft. Like, I dig the movie. It's a good movie. It's a movie from my childhood that I remember. And I appreciate it for what it is, even given how goofy and campy it can be sometimes. But, fuck. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies like that I really enjoy.
Yeah, and I know there's, like, two schools of thought about that. There's one which is the camp that I'm mostly in, which is like, look, some of these movies, just leave them the fuck alone, man. Like, they're timeless. Like, when they remade RoboCop, like, I still haven't seen the remake for it.
I heard that was awful.
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so...
I haven't either, but I heard it was pretty
but it's like, you know what, it's like, you know what, man, I kind of, you know what, just leave the original alone, man. It was such a great movie. Like, 2 was okay, 3, like, okay, we can forget about that one. Like, that's the one we can sweep under the under the rug and just be like, yeah, what RoboCop 3? What are you talking about?
The problem for me is, like, every time they remake a movie, it's like they feel like they have to cross or like walk this line between doing the original and adding some new shit. And we just don't fucking need that.
Yeah.
First of all, we don't need you to redo the original shit, and we certainly don't want you to add some of your own bullshit.
Yeah.
If you're gonna remake it, re-fucking make it.
Like case in point, with the when they went back and rebooted, quote unquote, Nightmare on Elm Street. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I never saw it, but
I never saw it either. But every review that I read for it basically said, like, look, you could play this movie right next to the original one. It's just a shot-for-shot remake. I'm like, well, what the fuck was the point of doing it then?
Exactly.
Then I mean, there are some movies where I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, this one I can see why. Like Clash of the Titans, I can see why that one got remade.
Yeah, like when it comes to like special effects.
When it comes to special effects like that, it really depends on the movie though. Like Clash of the Titans, like the original Clash of the Titans, I fucking dig it. But I could see why people would be like, you know, yeah, let's update this one a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I wonder when they're gonna remake Legend.
Yeah, let's not push that.
We'll get Tom Cruise back, Tim Curry, fucking the chick from Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, just Tom Cruise just jumping on a couch. I'm in love with this creature. I'm in love with the creature. And Tim Curry just just have Tim Curry just sing a song like, just for no reason, just bust into this fucking sweet transvestite.
All right, we're gonna hire all these actors, and we're just gonna make them play the roles that they've already played in a movie that they've already made. But
what the fuck was it? I forget this video game, but Tim Curry actually did this voice for a video game. He was supposed to be like this Russian terrorist or something like that. I forget what the hell it was. I forget the name of the game too. I